Last week, Zach had the all-new Qashqai, and this week I have its bigger brother, the 2017 Nissan Rogue. This is a mid-cycle refresh for Rogue, and while it's Nissan's best-selling vehicle in Canada by far, they're not content to rest on their laurels. Nissan is looking to take a good thing and make it even better for 2017. So this is a refreshed version. We've got some small updates, subtle but really effective on the exterior, and a very nice interior. So today we're going to take it for a drive. We're going to talk about those changes and really discuss whether or not Rogue is just a nameplate or whether Nissan has managed to blaze their own path in a very competitive segment, in a segment full of some vehicles that, well, traditionally aren't all that exciting. So let's get on in and go for a drive. So when the heck did Nissan go so far up market with a family crossover vehicle? I must have been sleeping on that. I've been really impressed at just how premium this Rogue feels on the inside. I really like the design of this cabin. I think if I could compare it to something else, I would say it's almost Audi-like in its simplicity. Now, I'm not saying it is as good or as clean or as tight as an Audi. Don't crucify me in the comments section, but it does have a certain simplicity to it and an elegance to it that's kind of Audi-esque. The leather is another high point here. This being the SL trim, it's equipped with this nice leather seating, and it just looks really premium. I had a friend get in earlier this week and comment on how nice the seats were and how comfortable they were. And that theme continues to the steering wheel, which is a really attractive, very modern design with a flat bottom. And I can hear some corners of the internet crying out, why do you need a flat bottom steering wheel on a family crossover vehicle? But you know what? I don't care. It looks cool. It feels cool in your hands. Now, if you remember last week, I was in a Versa Note and I was raving about how spacious the rear seating area was. And yet again, Nissan's hit a home run. I mean, check it out. I'm 6'2" tall. I've got tons of space. This is my driver's position, and it's like I'm in a limo back here. And great shoulder room, excellent headroom. This really is a place where you could fit 3 adults, no problem. So every Nissan Rogue comes with the same 2.5 liter inline 4. Now that's naturally aspirated and good for 170 horsepower. All of them are mated to CVT. That is your only transmission option. And the results there are, well, not particularly great. This vehicle, just like the Versa Note I drove last week, feels sluggish and is sluggish in instrumented testing relative to some of its class competitors. The handling is a little bit vague, and I find the steering rack very slow, so overall, dynamically, I think that's the weak point of this vehicle. However, very comfortable ride. Now, Nissan has introduced not just cosmetic changes for 2017, but with this mid-cycle refresh, we have greater sound deadening materials. There's thicker glass and carpets, so very quiet, and it does a very good job of isolating the cabin from some road imperfections and wind noise, which Nissan says they've also reduced for the 2017 model year. So all around, a vehicle that has a preference for comfort over dynamics, but I think that's okay for most buyers. So Nissan says this thing will do 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, and my only question to them is, what kind of city are you talking about? Maybe one with no traffic and no stoplights and no people, because I averaged over 12 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, and even now, after a couple hundred Ks of easy breezy highway driving, I'm at 10.9 liters per 100 kilometers, so a little bit disappointed with that rating. Well, this being a crossover vehicle, it needs to be practical, and so far I haven't been disappointed with the Rogue. This is the SL trim line, and it comes with a handy motion-activated tailgate, which when open reveals a class-leading 1,100 liters of cargo capacity behind the second row. Nissan's divide and hide false bottom floor system makes pretty quick work of your gear, but was initially a little bit awkward to manage. And those wonderful rear seats, well, they recline, they slide fore and aft and fold down to reveal close to 2,000 liters of room for your stuff. A word of caution, however, the second row of seats doesn't fold down flush with the cargo floor, making it difficult to slide in large objects. This is something that is really disappointing, and I wish that Nissan would fix. So one feature I've really liked, and one that I'm using right now, is the radar-guided cruise control. So here's how it works. You set your cruise control, and you set your gap between your vehicle and the one in front of you. You've got 3 options, sort of close, medium, and far, and then the car will automatically monitor that, applying the throttle and applying the brake to ensure that that distance stays consistent. It's not like autopilot from Tesla, and it's not as slick as the semi-autonomous feature that I recently drove in a Mercedes-Benz E-Class, but it does a pretty good job, and it'll actually bring you to a complete stop in an emergency situation. Now, at that point, it'll reset the system. It will not accelerate you back up to your set speed, but pretty good nonetheless, and certainly pretty good in a family crossover vehicle. Now the Nissan Rogue comes in 3 different trim levels, the S, SV, and SL Platinum, which I'm in today. Nissan makes your engine and transmission options pretty simple because, well, there aren't any options. All of them come with the same 2.5 liter inline 4 and the same continuously variable transmission. Now, the S and the SV come standard with front-wheel drive, but you can option all-wheel drive for an additional $2,200. Once you get up into the SL Platinum Edition, all-wheel drive is a standard feature. The baseline S trim for just over $25,000 comes with power locks, power windows, air conditioning, heated front seats, standard equipment, as well as a 5-inch corner-to-corner nav and audio screen with standard backup camera and Nissan's around view camera. Pretty nice package for just over 25 grand, and that is undercutting some of their competition from Honda and Toyota. So what do you get with this SL Platinum trim exactly? Well, that's quite an extensive list of creature comforts, and we'll start with the upgraded navigation screen. So it goes from 5 inches to 7 inches corner to corner, and that's paired up with a great premium Bose audio system, which I quite like. You get the motion activated rear tailgate, you get this wonderful leather seating surface with the perforated bolsters and the diamond stitched inserts, and you get a whole suite of safety features. Now I'm going to read from this list here. Blind spot warning, lane departure warning, cross traffic alert, moving object detection, and a whole bunch of other things only available here on the SL Platinum trim line. But if you want all that, get your checkbook out because it's just over $36,000. Well, it's been difficult for me to hide my excitement for this vehicle, and that's because I really, really like it. I think it is a great option, and it's designed very attractively, especially in this palatial ruby red color that we have here. The interior, I couldn't stop gushing about. It has such a great fit and finish and nice quality materials, and the overall design aesthetic is very attractive to me, and I think Nissan has done a great job there. Now, disappointingly, for the second week in a row, I find the driving dynamics weak, just like I did in the Versa Note that I reviewed last week. So I wish Nissan would do something about the power and about the transmission, but outside of that, I think this is a great package. So we go to the question that I asked at the top of this video. Is Rogue just a nameplate, or has Nissan managed to blaze their own path in a really crowded segment? Well, I don't know about blazing their own path, but there's certainly a point of differentiation here that I like, and here's my endorsement. If I were in the market for a vehicle like this, I would spend my own money with this Rogue. I think it's a great option in a sea of Toyota and Honda products. For Motormouth Canada, my name's Mike Gurr. Thanks for watching.